podcast is sponsored by our friends over at Blue Apron, where you can get your first 3 Blue Apron meals for free at blueapron.com/Rob. That's blueapron.com/Rob. Blue Apron is your best bet for dinner any night of the week because they deliver farm-fresh ingredients and step-by-step recipes to your door. With Blue Apron, you always know what you're getting, unlike when you have JC prepare your meals and you have no idea what he's trying to feed you. Blue Apron makes incredible home-cooked meals accessible to everyone, and they give you so many options from all the different chef-designed recipes that they have that can be cooked in as little as 20 minutes, so you can get back to what you're doing. And with a home-cooked meal in less than 20 minutes, why bother with expensive takeout when you could make Blue Apron? On the nights that I'm not working, Nicole and I are often talking about what do you want to do for dinner, should we get takeout, but on those nights that we have a Blue Apron, it's always a treat because we know that we are getting something new that we haven't tried that we're going to feel good about eating. So whether you're looking for a quick and easy meal or a full culinary experience, Blue Apron lets you choose from a range of recipe options. They've got September partnerships like Bob's Burgers inspired and Whole30 approved. So go ahead and give Blue Apron a shot. Why not? They've got 3 meals for free when you go to blueapron.com/Rob. Go ahead and check out this week's menu at blueapron.com/Rob. Get your first 3 meals for free. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Every time about to break it down. Watching the show for other times a week. It's coming through the minority. Your house best better watch your mouth. Cause I know where you can shut it down. Hey, if you gotta know what to say. When you already wrong, I take it away.
Yes, that's right. We are back here live for Summer of Stein, week number 11, and I am joined by a man who seems like the biggest alpha dog, confident guy when compared to Scotty Eric Stein. The bar is low. Rob, I want you to get the oofometer ready because we are putting this thing on full tilt 5 moves this week. Set your course for Scotty. That's right. Eric, boy, what a week for Scotty where people came into the week with such high hopes last Thursday night. All right, we got Scotty back. He will be our savior of the season. Here he comes, ready to put level 6 on its ass. And very quickly, back out the door, tail between his legs. Why am I not Haley? Is that what you're asking me, Julie? Yeah. I wish I could be. That would be beautiful, but no. That would be beautiful. Unfortunately, no. You are not Haley, Scotty. You are Scotty. You are Eric. I am Rob Sister, and we are here live here again on a Friday here on the Summer of Stein September schedule, and got a lot of fun stuff to do here live with you guys, talking about the latest episode and week of Big Brother. Eric, how are you doing? I know you were tweeting about that you were worried about potentially a reunion with the person who called you clammy a couple of weeks ago. Oh, yeah, I did have a situation. Strangely enough, I missed the subway again this time, which is odd. You would think that I'd have that together by now, having lived here all my life, but nope, I got off at the wrong subway stop. I was profusely sweating again, but I did get out of it without any major incidents. It was only a one-oofer, unfortunately. Really unfortunately for Scotty, I feel like he really misplayed this week. It did not go well for him, and I think where he really went wrong is he should have just stayed in the jury house. Yeah. The real misfire here was winning the battle pack. Right. Should have just stayed where he was and enjoyed some nice movies with Rockstar, had a glass of wine, had a caterer come by once a week for him. in-house action, I don't think served him so well. Yeah, you make a good point, because the story on Scotty, the book on Scotty when he was in the jury house was, boy, Fessy, what an idiot. Can't believe Fessy put Scotty on the block, voted out his ally. What a moron. And then instead we got Scotty back in our lives without Fessy, and the story was not as flattering. Yeah, the moron might have shifted, right? All that was missing was a JC diary saying, I have a new one. Is a moron. Yeah, Scotty is a moron. Also, Scotty apparently was on cocaine last night. I got a couple of tweets saying, are you allowed to have energy drinks in the house? No, but apparently you are allowed to do illicit drugs in the house, because Scotty, his brain broke last night. We got a lot of questions about Scotty last night. Kelly is asking us, was that not the worst exit speech and interview in Big Brother history last night, Eric? It was pure gibberish. I have not a clue what this man was trying to convey, what he was going for here. It was totally ineffective. Going all the way back into the house, boy, what a rebel. It's like a fourth grader, right? Like, I'm going to say something my teacher's not going to like. Yeah, great way to endear yourself to your friends, the house guest, production, CBS. This is a complete misfire coming from the complete wrong person. I will give him a little bit of credit for the pun on Hilton Head. That was a decent one. All right, so let's talk through this. I think that this really requires a thorough examination of everything going on here from last night's eviction with Scotty. And so let's attempt to do something that we haven't done much before. Let's go back and let's check out what's going on here in terms of Scotty's speech to the house in last night's episode, and hopefully this will all work. You guys can see what we're seeing here on the video of Summer Stein. So let's go back. Let's hear Scotty's thoughts and talk through what's going on here.
Back to Big Brother. Now time for the live vote prediction. Scotty or Haley? Who will become the next member of the jury? Let's head to the living room and find out. Hello, house guests.
Hey.
Well, everyone, it's now time for the live vote and eviction. Scotty, Haley, just moments, your housemates will cast their votes to evict. But before they do, you each have a final chance to sway their votes. One brief statement. Scotty, you're first. Okay. All right.
So let's stop here. So Scotty, all right, here's your moment, and and then he climbs to the top of the couch. He's up on the top rope, Eric. All right, that move in and of itself is a 3-foo move. All right, that was nice. That was good. That made me feel like that. Onto something. Yeah, that was a baller move. He felt really comfortable. He was in the moment. I was feeling his energy. I will rate the outfit at a 2.5 oofer, though. I suppose, though, if he didn't know that he was going out, he might have been preparing for an HOH. So, okay, he's in his clothes. I'm not really sure that it all matches or it was, fit for television. But, all right, so I feel like right now he's riding the fence. He has some good energy. He's made a few weird choices, but, I'm in for what he's selling right now. Could go either way. Okay.
First of all, I still don't know if we're hanging out again tonight. I can't make any plans. Secondly, I think you guys all know the right move and the smart move, and I hope that you make it. If you don't, then you can suck it. Except for Tyler, because he's already getting a fitty die today.
Now we go silent. Tyler throws a Beanie Baby at him. He screams like a girl, and then hands the Beanie Baby.
Throwing arm?
All right. Now things have gone south quickly, very quickly. I think we're at about a 4 oofer already. So first of all, Julie, she's a lot of things. Casual with the house guests is not one of them. She does not like things like, hey girl, are we gonna hang out later tonight? Does not appreciate that. So that is a bad look.
Not fly.
For Scotty right away. Okay, then, I think one of the things, everyone loves a good speech, but right, the veto might be a better time for a speech. Brett had a couple of those lined up there, here and that. Never in the history of the show has one single action been informed by a live eviction speech, right? So if you're going to try and make this impact, make it before you're 3 seconds away from being voted out of the house. So that's a timed situation as well. And then, Eric, there was like no action item there. It was just like, I'm gonna say a dirty word on TV. There was no, like, at least Fessy was trying to say, like, hey, everybody, go after Angela. This is like Tyler and Angela are hooking up. And I'm gonna. Well, also, not for nothing. I mean, it would take a virgin to think that you're insulting a man by saying, "Hey, the hottest woman here is giving you blowjobs. You're in big trouble now, Buster." Oh no, he caught me. He's ruined my whole game now. Oh, my life is ruined. My reputation has been besmirched. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really land where I'm coming from. Right. So Scotty there had to be bleeped out on live TV. They probably should have just taken him and gotten like the security should have just taken him out at that point. Julie should have called for Brett to restrain him and remove him. Wait, no need to vote tonight, guys. Move it along. Right, Survivor's done that a few times. Like, I think it was Brandon, right? Like a tantrum in the moment. Like, hey, listen, all right. Scott, you gotta know. Right. You've been unanimously evicted 2 of the last 3 weeks. Let's just move it along, buddy. No interview here. We don't have the chair set up, just like when Caitlin did the puzzle. All right, so let's get to Scotty actually leaving the house moments later, where we're going to see now Scotty coming out the front door by a unanimous vote to sit down and talk with Julie again after he has outed Tyler and Angela as hooking up. Yeah, nailed it. Okay. All right, so let's go back to Scotty leaving.
House guests, the votes are in. When I reveal a vote, the evicted house guest will have just a few moments to say goodbye, gather his or her belongings, and walk out the front door. By a unanimous vote of 5-0, Scotty, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
Laughing. My dreams have been dashed again. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Yeah. And then he jumps over a couch, and then opens the door, and then he throws his bag. I like guys that are like, whoa. This is really horrified. Okay, so he throws some handkerchief out into the crowd. I don't know if you wanted that. Clamoring for the Scotty handkerchief. And then Eric, in the same way he came into the house, was it with Rachel or Angela that he hit her in the face with the bill of his hat, and in the same way he hugged Julie, and then also somehow ruined her shirt? There was also some reports from later in the evening that he tried to overpower JC and Brett and shut the door so they couldn't celebrate with the fans, and they just held it back from him and nothing happened at all. So I feel like this section was not a great look for our boy Scotty here. I'm gonna feel again, he's not maxed out because there's worse to come, but I think he's still riding the 3.8 oof situation here. Okay. Julie is all right, I gotta talk to this guy again. Very, very displeased right away. She seems almost frightened, which is a rare situation for these interviews, especially from such a nebbishy, not frightening man, Yeah, 3rd week in a row, Julie's gotta try to get something out of Scotty, so alright, let's see what Scotty has to say.
You were evicted by unanimous vote, 5-0. Again, why you, not Haley?
Why am I not Haley?
Why? Why did you?
Okay. Why you and not Haley? Number 1 times to not try to be a comedian on Big Brother while talking to Julie. So you think he was being funny, or you think that he had a misunderstanding? No, I think he was amped up. He's like, oh man, I stick my tongue out. I'm gonna play up this moment. I knew they were gonna get me. Now he's like Mr. Cool Guy here. So like he's too cool for school now. He's gonna blow up the whole interview. Also, that's where I'm coming from on this. I do not think he could possibly be hard of hearing or not understand the question.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that he is just like okay, I got rid of that unanimously again. I'm just like gonna big time the show.
Yeah, I think that this situation, he thought that he could, this was going to play a lot better than it did. Like, oh, this is going to be the most epic speech in Big Brother history. Then I'm going to be Mr. Funny Guy with Julie, and this just really spiraled out of control quickly.
Okay. All right. So let's check back in.
Why do they choose to keep her and not you? Why do you think?
Because I'm unpredictable. And they just don't know what to do with it.
Nobody does. Why is he quote unquote unpredictable?
It doesn't speak for itself. Julie is scared shitless right now. The woman is like, please, anybody. She's like in her earpiece. They're like, guys, let's wrap this up. I don't even think this is his reputation, right? He's not having any sort of what was it unpredictable that he did in the House? He voted out his own ally like an idiot in week 2, and then was targeted ever since then. It's not unpredictable. That's stupid.
He has been rather unpredictable tonight, Eric. To be fair.
No one could predict that he'd have a nuclear meltdown on live TV. In all fairness, so I suppose you're right. He's really on the nose with his own branding.
That's a big read. I mean, they could have all went like, okay, whoever the buyback person is, we're gonna get rid of. But yeah, like I said, they just don't like no.
By the way, let's just take this message from one of our listeners, John Tinkham, who said, if anyone else is compiling a list of the things that Scotty doesn't know, can they please add how to properly wear a hat, Eric?
Also, not for nothing, but it appears that he's wearing some Under Armour, but 3 sizes too big, possibly.
Him and Brett switch laundry.
Right. I feel like that's supposed to be form-fitting for the athletics, but this is somehow both loose and tight at the same time, with an ill-matching, a camouflage bandana of some sorts. But yes, under no circumstances. And listen, hats do not really hit my head cheek well either. They foam up. It's not flattering. But I'm well enough aware that you do not loosely cover your own eyebrows with a backwards hat, which is a whole new move. But I mean, maybe I'm not aware. Maybe this man is just a newfangled style icon.
Loose and tight at the same time is actually the perfect way to describe Scotty this entire night. I mean, that seemed like he's way too loose and also way too tight.
He's flying by the seat of his pants, but really wound. Hey, Julie, I'm so loose right now. But my emotions are a little bit tight, I will admit that.
Okay.
They gave me too much ice cream before the live show.
Right before the show. Okay. This is a question from Guillaume. Why aren't you Haley?
So many reasons.
Good question.
Yeah.
Okay. This is we'll talk about that in a moment. Big Brother Wiki wants to know. I want to know who wins the Hilton Head Award, Eric.
Oof, it's a tough one. I'm gonna give it to Scotty. A decent pun on his way out of the door, but it wasn't pretty. I really don't know what was he trying to accomplish here. Like that. Put yourself in Scotty's Muppety mind. I know Fessy was proclaimed a Muppet, but I think Scotty was the true Muppet of the season. So if you're, Scotty the Frog, and you're about to be evicted from this house, and you're going to drop a bomb like this, what are you hoping to get from this situation? A viral moment? One last dig on someone? Like, what is the end game here?
I don't know if it was ever thought through, Eric. I don't think we have any evidence to show us that Scotty is thinking along those lines in any way. I think he just wanted, Saved by the Bell audience reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's just trying to be a little bit naughty, and it was as salacious as a 6th grader who gets a 15-minute detention every class.
Haley, I heard you like Rebels.
Well, watch this. Haley likes the Bad Boys.
That's right. He was laying the groundwork to steal her right from out from under Felicity in the treehouse.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you're in for it. We're gonna watch a PG movie for alone.
Okay. This is a question from Derek, one of our listeners, Eric. Early in the season, we saw Scotty shaking in the storage room. Now he's telling people to suck it, except for Tyler, because he's already getting a lot of that. What do you make of Scotty's transformation from nervous, shaking Virgin King to a not nervous and not shaking Virgin King? That's from
Is
Derek.
there anything more Virgin King than quoting pro wrestling quotes from the late 90s?
Well, what do you think of Scotty's arc, Eric?
There was no arc. It was a flat four-oofer right from the minute he walked into the house and pecked Rachel with his hat on the head.
What do you think about when he got House Against Choice and he picked Summer Steve to play in the veto this week?
That I enjoyed, and honestly, I do think they should have let Steve play that ground.
He should come back in.
I think so. I think if you will it into existence, it should happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Scotty sucked. He did horribly. He really did. I like Scotty. I want to root for Scotty as a person, and I think this is something we have covered on the podcast before. This is a game show. Not everyone is good at game shows. He could be a perfectly nice guy who's excited to be there, who's not good at playing a game show. And that's fine. That doesn't mean we have to dislike Scotty in real life. But Scotty, the Big Brother player, horrible.
It was not good.
It was really bad. He should have. I think that you nailed it 2 weeks ago when we covered this. Forget should have stayed in the jury house. Should have just stayed home. Period. He probably would have had a lot more positive association if he stayed on the couch and just, this was a good season. I really am enjoying myself here. So many people to root for.
Yeah, for all of the accolades that Robin Cass has gotten for the casting this season, that I think that this might have been a blemish that she did not need to have a flashlight shown on for a second time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This came right back in the fun.
This was a bad penny that came back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to say it, but we've had a couple of oof weeks in a row now. It's like let's get going here, guys. And the encore performance of the Scotty show was probably one we did not need in the greater scheme of things.
All right, Eric, this is a question for you from our good friend Brent the Shower Man.
Hey, Robin, Eric, this is Brett the Shower Man. Alright, I know I haven't left you a voicemail in a while, and it's only fitting that I leave you one on the week that I haven't watched any Big Brother. That's right, I haven't seen any of the episodes this week, but that doesn't matter. My question for you is about Scotty. Does Scotty, after all these weeks in the house, after being evicted, after the battle back and coming full circle and being evicted again, does Scotty know? Does he finally know? And if Scotty doesn't know, will he ever know? I gotta know. Alright, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Eric, will Scotty ever know?
I don't think so. I think he could watch it and he wouldn't know. I'm not even sure he knows what he's trying to know. Seems just really misguided. He's more than a step behind. I think Scotty is going to have a blast in the Big Brother afterlife. I think we'll be seeing Scotty at every charity event and premiere party and finale party and survivor event, and I think he should. I think he should whoop it up and enjoy this as much as possible. Scotty, the game player, it's got to end here. Does not know. I think we willed it into the universe, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go and take a look back at something else from last night's episode. Eric, we had a segment about Brett trying to teach JC some of the finer points of pronunciation. Do you recall this moment from last night?
Oh, I do. I wasn't sure if there's a clip coming.
Oh, it's coming. So this was interesting. Now, going back and watching it, I did feel like this is when Brett is going to be teaching JC how to say the word turtle. I thought that Julie sets this up to be a little more relevant to what's going on in the game than what it actually is. This is the show coming out of commercial last night.
To battle back, they have given Scotty a second life in the house, but the intel he provided could cost someone else their game.
And this is when we go right into the Turd Turtle segment. Again, I don't know what info Scotty provided from the jury house here, but I don't think that was the right bumper for this clip, Eric.
Not for nothing. Also, in what universe is turd a short form of turtle?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out here.
All right. Let's move on.
Girls, I got him. You know, I can't say totals or something. Turtles. Totals. Say total. Turtle. Total. Am I hearing it right? No. Turd.
Say turd.
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 Duh. What? Duh.
First off, what part of turtle is duh?
Does Brett know how to spell turtles?
Is this like the analyze thing, Eric, where Brett is just trying to say turd on television?
I mean, I think you might be right. I think he's trolling him, but is that, boy, that's like almost a Scotty level joke right there. Like, ha 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 ha, I'm going to get turd. Take turd.
Now, Eric, in that clip that we saw right there, some of our listeners have been asking us about what Haley was doing, and this question from Michael. Did you see during the turtle conversation that Haley was eating watermelon while pouring salt on top? What was the weirdest food combination that you had or can have in the Big Brother house? Did you find that odd that Haley is putting salt on watermelon?
I don't know, it's a margarita, hold the tequila. Simple. Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's clamoring for the 3 weeks from now when she'll be in Las Vegas and downing poolside watermelon margaritas. So I say kudos to her. She's just, she's trying, it's like, you know when it's really cold outside and you try and envision warmer days? She knows her life in the game is about over, and she's just envisioning more alcohol-fueled days in her future.
This is Haley the Rush trying to, make a virgin watermelon margarita.
Yeah, she's like, I've been outsmarted by these two idiots that are talking about turds next to me, and the only way I can get through is to pretend that I'm drinking and think of better days ahead.
Okay, so when we talk about this virgin margarita that she is pining for, Eric, that is it almost Freudian that she has salt on a watermelon in this clip, and this man, Scotty Salt On, is the person who is pining for her. Is Scotty almost creeping in, much like a hidden message that somebody might play in a subliminal message in a recording that somebody might play to make their teacher or students bring a teacher apples or their favorite treats?
She did pour a little salt on his watermelon by not voting. Rallying a vote. I mean, I know it would have been against herself, but she seemed a little anti-Scotty this week. She really threw him under the watermelon.
Yeah. So Scotty Salt On, when he sees this, he's like, I was so close.
Like, if I could just be the watermelon to Haley's mouth, get a little hilted head from her. Dreams do come true, Julie.
Okay. Eric, let's talk about Casey is our new HOH. How many oofs in the production booth do you think that it got when Casey was crowned HOH this week?
Oh, this is a 5-oofer for sure.
This is probably the worst possible outcome. It's the least drama. It's the most straightforward. It's the person who can't carry the diaries. And here's the thing. Casey has played the game really, really well. She was never the most high-profile member of her alliance, but she was in a majority all along, not really in danger the whole time. But it's the struggle between playing effectively and being entertaining. And that's the only thing that separates the Wills and the Dans from the Derricks and other greats of this game, is the people who were able to do both. But the fact of the matter is, it's $500,000. Casey's not there to entertain the fan. She's there to win. And she's been playing a really, really good, boring game.
Yeah. Even her catchphrase is boring.
Oh yeah, she's super boring. But I mean, how could you be better positioned? I could argue that she's actually better positioned than Tyler at this point in the game.
No, I totally think that if you were going to be, putting chips on the board in terms of who's going to win the game, I think that she's got to be at least, 25, 30, 35% favorite to win the game at this point. I don't know how what did she do in casting, Eric, that they were like, she's electric, let's put her on the show?
That's actually a very interesting question that I have no answer to. And the best guess I could have is that she checked off some minority check marks. She said, I know that, listen, that's not a fun thing to say, but I'm not saying it in an inflammatory way. I'm saying, how do you get through the casting process? They said, oh, okay, cool. She has some beats to her that we haven't seen a million times before in this house, so she's going to be fun. She's going to do something a little bit differently. I think her competitive spirit probably might have gotten her somewhere in casting, but then again, it's her team first philosophy that is part of what makes her so boring. Like, is she really that different than one of Derrick's minions? She doesn't have quite the spunk that some of those guys had, but is she really any different than what, say, the Beast Mode Cowboy did in the game, than, what some of these other guys who were like a notch down Derrick's alliance tier? I feel like she serves a very similar function in the scheme of the game, and honestly, she's the best ally that you could ever possibly have. She's winning, she's loyal, you know where her head's at in the game, and she's playing the game as well as you could possibly play it. It's just not translating.
Yeah, no, she was a diverse casting choice, but just from a personality standpoint, we really have not gotten almost anything from her the entire season.
Yeah, she's a dud. Yeah, she's a flop cast. And it's interesting that you could be this well integrated, this well involved, doing this well in the game, because this is not your Victoria here. This is not your someone who's just being like dragged along, some doofus who has no idea what's happening. It's not Shane on 14 or something like that. This is someone who has been an integral part of her alliance getting this far in the game as both I'd have to go back and tally this. If I had to guess, probably Casey's voted correctly every single week of the season that she was not on the block.
Yeah.
So, but she's done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But she's also done nothing right.
Nothing right for us, the viewer.
That is correct. And I think she might think Let's Go might be like sweeping the nation. It's not.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, it's even a flat delivery of Let's Go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. It's not dynamic, and she's never going to be the one to break the mold. And you know what? Sometimes that's the right way to play Big Brother. Also, just keep it right down the pipeline. I think I'm loving the Tyler Casey juxtaposition. Right? I think now we're starting to get into a spot where it's not only believable that Casey could beat him. I think Casey is the favorite to beat him if they're sitting next to each other. And if he doesn't recognize that soon, and I know you guys were talking about this last night, he's going to rue the day that he did not recognize that, because this is shaping up to be
that's his number one time. That's of all these deals that he has, he's saying, I'm going to the end with Casey, and I don't know what exactly we're complaining she's not good TV, but I mean Tyler doesn't that's not even part of the equation for him. So why on
Earth, he's thinking that she's the number one is beyond comprehension.
Well, I think he thought she was a dud, but this was prior to the competition streak. But I'm in the small minority, and I understand the argument of bitter juries, but I believe there's not entirely such a thing as a bitter jury. If you enrage the jury enough that you don't win the vote, then there was a flaw in your game. So he needs to be dragging whatever the flattest, lamest, no-game people to the end, or the people that have really angered the jury even more than he has. And I think that, part of the greatness of a really good player is laying back. But he wanted to control this right from the very beginning. And what you're finding is, maybe back in the days of a 70-day season, maybe it was easier to pull off. In a 99-day season, it is tough to go coast to coast and send people home happy. And I think he's starting to lose the plot a little bit. Not only was he smug in his goodbye message, but also, who cares that he had a power app that he didn't use? You know who else had a power app that they didn't use? Sam. And Bailey. Right. Oh, whoop-de-doo. You don't do anything to win the power app. If anything, that's even more condescending. Like, oh, great, you had America's support. Good for you. Rubbing salt in our wounds here, in our watermelons. I think Tyler's got to watch it. He's I think at this point better off sitting next to a JC, a Brett, a Sam, than a Casey. So I think he needs to backpedal his philosophy here and quick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you think that Casey winning these competitions is hurting her?
A little bit.
The appeal for her getting to the end, I think, would be that she's like, oh, well, how can they vote for her when I'm sitting next to her? And now she's getting all these wins. That's like the one thing that could make Tyler say, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But she's still so flat next to the other people in the house that I think to them she'd still register as who would ever vote for Casey to win. I think she's such a small personality compared to a Brett or a JC, and we've already established that the jury thinks of Angela as this mega threat, and that's for whatever reason her HOHs are resonating as bigger wins than Casey's. So I'd almost say no. It's like she's dutifully, kind of like, think of a Broadway show, right? You have the star of the show, but then you have that dutiful ensemble member that is like the dance captain, and she's leading the way, and this and that. She's just kind of keeping them on the right track. They don't see her as a star in this house, so I don't think that they will ever. It's never going to register as, oh, I should be scared of Casey.
Okay. Eric, last night you and I both had a chance to advance and earn some points in our Haley adjective draft. Unfortunately, neither of us had this in Haley's message to Julie.
Julie, first of all, you are captivating.
Captivating. Did she pronounce that right, isn't it? Cavitate, right?
I think it's Neanderthal.
Captivating. Neither of us had that one.
Yeah, that was not even. Now she's not even genuine at all. Come on, and Julie's not going to appreciate these things. It wasn't even in her regular speaking voice. First of all, Julie, I have.
She's losing the thread on these speeches too.
Yeah. I think that they might need some fresh air. They're all starting to lose their grip on what they were trying to go for. What was once found is now lost in the Big Brother house.
Well, just to speak to your point about the season being too long, I think it's a good one, because I think that not only are the house guests struggling with this, I think that we as an audience struggle for this, because I think for 60, 70 days, I think we heard the chorus of best Big Brother season in years, this is great, we love these people. I do think that the Goliathan bloom is starting to come off the rose a little bit, where I do think that the audience has now said, you know what, we hate all these people. This is it. No one really, it's the overall, just the approval rating for the 7 people left in the house, I think, is going towards, record lows for the season. no one is ascending anymore. The gameplay has gotten straightforward and boring, and that's been the last 3 weeks or so. And as I know that the morning updates have long purported the upcoming Civil War. Let's hope so, because otherwise we could have 3 more weeks of doom and gloom upon us. And then after 6 consecutive weeks of boredom, then you have to start wondering, I think, was it maybe Survivor Game Changers, or there's been a few seasons recently that the sort of early season started off okay, there's a lot going on here, and then kind of petered out towards the end. And I'm kind of feeling that a little bit, and I know it's an unpopular sentiment. I know you guys have to cover this many times a week, so we like to say, rah rah, Big Brother 20 is amazing. And yes, it's a lot better than the last 2 seasons were, but anyone who's not admitting that we've hit a bit of lull in the action, they're lying to themselves at this point.
Right. The trifecta of the Angela, Tyler, Casey HOH right in a row was probably worst case scenario for this season.
I think so, and I don't even think, I guess maybe if Haley can win the veto and she wins the double eviction HOH, she could make a America's favorite sort of campaign, but she's not even registering as any form of opposition. And I know that they're teasing the JC or Brett opposition, but you know what? When there's 5 or 6 people left in the house, that's not betraying your allies. That's just simply, it's either them or me. There's no other options left. That's not a big crazy move. I'm oh my God, JC is going to go after Angela? Well, who else is he going to go after?
Right.
There's nobody left. He's not going to go after his 2 top allies, so he has to put up the other 3 people. That's the end of it.
So I really think that we're sort of all in on double eviction. It's a lot of hopes, and from my history of covering Big Brother, I feel like that we have been down this road before, where we put all of our hopes for the season on that double eviction, and if it does not hold to the expectations, then I think people are very upset also with that.
This is as clear as day what's going to happen. Ellie out, Sam out, Angela wins the following HOH going into the next week, puts up Brett and JC, says, sorry, I'm closer to Casey and Tyler. One of them goes home, and we all cry ourselves to sleep.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. So this brings us into I think, an interesting conversation where we want to talk about, Eric, what is going to happen on finale night when we give one person some extra money for being the favorite of America. So let's take this question here. This is from Reality Reacts, who says, Eric, considering you were a former America's favorite, according to my man, Paulie Calafiore, who do you think will win America's favorite player this season?
Yeah, I have it on good authority that the final results of America's favorite player on Big Brother 8 was me by a long margin, then Kale, then Mike Dutz. So it was a tough battle. That was the battle. That was the battle for 12 through 14 on our season.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that. I think it's probably going to be Haley. What do you think at this point? I mean, I think that JC has enough turmoil outside of the house. I think Brett, he's sparking at points, but he is a little bit overall arrogant and douchey, which does not sit with the casual audience at large. Tyler is probably going to be out of the mix. I could almost make an argument that Sam could still be in the mix, although they've been burying her for about the last 8 weeks.
She has, but other than her just having a breakdown, she has not had much to do.
So I just think that it goes to the opposition. It's always who it is. It's the person who. Let me tell you something. I'm going to get death threats for saying this, but Jessica Graf was probably the most overrated player in the history of Big Brother because she was simply the person in the house who said, "I don't want Paul to win." Mm-hmm. And that's it. That was all she brought to it. She got her ass kicked. She evicted Ramses for no reason. She didn't even come close to the end of the game.
And she did not had a beautiful showmance, Eric.
Yes, and won the Amazing Race. So, I mean, listen, it all worked out well for her. I'm not claiming she's a bad person. I'm claiming she was not a particularly great player in comparison to her popularity. I have long covered this as an event. The people who oppose the power, they are always disproportionately more popular than they should be in the House, because they represent the only hope of the season, not becoming boring. And that's the problem, though, is everybody aligned with the players in power, where if Tyler has a final two deal with every single person in the House, and he is the power, does that inherently make every player in the game unpopular? It does, yeah. It brings them all down with him, because the only thing that the fans are ultimately rooting for is excitement. That's really all that it comes down to, or to upend people that they don't enjoy in the game. So if you're going after Paul, you're a hero. If you were going after Jesse, Ronnie, Natalie, Shima, you were a hero. That's how Jeff and Jordan became as popular as they are. They didn't do anything outstanding. They just simply weren't in that alliance. They were the only hope to break it up. And I that's how I land on Haley here. Who else is left? I mean, what's your take on this? So, I feel like that Haley was my pick. I was asked this question earlier in the week, and I felt like that Haley was the person that I think is a good dark horse. I do think that Tyler, should he not win the game, I think that he is going to be the person who gets crowned America's favorite player. But I think Haley has a good shot at this, especially if she can somehow get through the double eviction and be a person who is, that resisting power. But there was some conversation this week, Eric, about that was put out there about Rachel Swindler from this season had tweeted and then deleted a post about how America's favorite should not be Brett because of some of the derogatory statements that Brett has made about his other players. So Brett should be out for America's favorite player. Caitlin herself also echoed those statements. What do you think about the campaign of some of the pre-jurors against Brett as America's favorite player? The only preacher that I would listen to in this situation is Steve. Yeah. Steve, I think, would endorse Scotty. Yes, that's right. I think prior to last night, Scotty had a dull chance of being competitive in America's favorite player, but I think he wiped himself off the board last night. I'm not thinking that Rachel is going to have a huge influence on the final outcome here. The further removed from the game that these players become, the less relevant they are, and I think ultimately to be America's favorite and to influence that vote, you need to have the air at the time. I don't think Brett has ever been portrayed on the show as being all that inflammatory. You know, he seems like a bit of a wise ass. That's it. He doesn't seem like such a bad guy on the show. So I think that they're more speaking out of a place of personal hurt than they are, really going to be influencing our vote here. What's wrong with Brett? Yeah. So, well, his shirt was too tight. This is an email question we got from William, one of our listeners, Eric, on Cameo. Rachel Swindler almost always uses her tagline, "What's wrong with Angela?" What tagline are you going to use when you become the latest BB alum to sell your soul on Cameo? Let's talk about this, Rob. Don't you think it's a little bit rude that they have not reached out to us with offers to become Cameo celebrities at this point? I feel like it's a personal attack. Right, that somebody at Cameo, like, boy, the reality stars are really booming on Cameo. I don't know what we're doing right, but boy, a lot of people have a sudden interest in Cameo. Bare minimum, for goodness sakes, at least offer Baby Tino the dog a slot. I mean, this is really insulting to me that they have not reached out to me yet. So I will not plan any catchphrase. I am not preparing. You have no catchphrase, Eric? No, I'm not going on Cameo.com. That's it until they ask me, and then I will go on. All right, let us know. Tweet us what Eric's catchphrase is. Not even oof, your signature phrase from this show. Well, I did get a few tweets saying that it should be, I do that for $1, which is both indicative of not only a catchphrase from the show, but also my price point that I'm most apt to sell at on book Cameo, so we'll see. Yeah. What about your other catchphrase? Holy moly. Yeah, I don't want to get accused of plagiarism. Eric Stein, love you, by the way. You man. Yeah. Now, in terms
I noticed Paulie threatened to kill a few people online this week, so notice I haven't made any jokes at his expense this week.
All right. Good.
I'm gonna stay crushing it. He's gonna crush my skull. That's exactly right.
Yeah. It's possible that they are literal ride or dies.
I remember all my ride or dies from
the people that are either riding or dying.
Yeah, he's like, he pulls up to you on the streets of New York and he's like, you're either gonna ride with me or you're gonna die. It's like, yeah, it's him, Cody, and Mommy waiting for you in the car to shake you down. Listen, Eric, you're gonna give me all of your $1 book cameo earnings for the next 5 years, or you're gonna die. That decides to rattle her.
Now, just to go back to Rachel and her catchphrase, what's wrong with Angela? Eric, I am happy to report we have gotten another cameo message sent to us from the show, and it is from none other than Rachel Swindler.
I'm legitimately surprised by this. This is, what a delight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Would you like to hear the message that you and I have received from Rachel Swindler?
All right, well, you already probably know the answer to this because you had to pre-screen this in order to include it in the show, but I know nothing of this. So I'd like you to put yourself in your shoes prior to receiving this message.
Yes.
And let's handicap the odds as to whether or not Rachel knows who we are prior to recording this message.
I think that's an interesting conversation.
Okay. My initial take would be, of course she doesn't. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say she does.
Okay.
She does. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna put it at a 75% chance that she does know who we are. I think that she probably feels sorry for us. I don't think she necessarily wants to engage with us, but I do believe she knows us.
Okay. Well, let me play the clip, and then I'll tell you my read on it. And here is our cameo from Rachel.
Hello, I believe it's Tamila, but I am not sure. I apologize if I mispronounced that. But this is for Rob Cesarino and Eric Stein. They have a podcast, and they want to know what the answer is to what's wrong with Angela. And I wish I had an answer for you because I don't know. If I did, I knew I was addicted. I don't think that any of us are going to get the answer to that until after finale. So once I get that answer, I will make sure I broadcast it to everybody and know exactly what's wrong with Angela. But for right now, I'm just going to say she's easily influenced by other people in the house. That might be what it is. So, answer your question. If I answered it, try my best. But have a great day.
Okay, so a little underwhelming.
That did not feel like it was very personalized towards us. What do you think, Rob?
I think that the person that asked for this message asked for the message for Rob Cesarino and Eric Stein, who they do a podcast, and I think that it was presented. But I do think that she's now aware of that we have a podcast because that she's tweeted that she would like to come on the podcast.
This is very interesting. I will actually give you some surprising news that I actually received over 1 year ago, a Facebook friend request from Rachel back when she was a finalist on Big Brother 19. And the only people that were mutual friends of ours were Jackie and James Ryan at the time.
Yes.
And that was it. So it was the Las Vegas crew, the people that she already knew, and then me. And I was wondering why it was me personally. So one would think that was a conscious choice on her behalf at the time, but I cannot speak to this any further. I do not know the mindset is. We've never spoken. I never counseled her previously, and we haven't spoken since, so I really just couldn't tell you, honestly.
Yeah. What do you think about the running with the "What's wrong with Angela" catchphrase for Rachel? Like, she's trying to get to the bottom of it, much like when you were on Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. She is.
Yeah, if I were her, I'd put on a trench coat, top hat, and just like really lean into this whole shtick at this point.
What's wrong with Angela?
Yeah, I would probably start doing a couple of YouTube videos, maybe get Will from season 14 to do a comedy bit with her or something along those lines.
Maybe Juhas could say, oh, maybe there's a chemical imbalance.
It's like, I'm going to recreate what I did for my 4th grade science fair, but get 5 million hits for it. This is incredible.
Yep, that's where I'd be taking this right now. Possibly pen a song about the whole situation.
Maybe better to find out what's wrong with Scotty at this hour.
Maybe that's what she should do. Sort of like the David Bloomberg podcast. Maybe she should do like each time someone's evicted, it's like, what's wrong with Scotty? Let's do a deep dive into his game, you know.
Eric, we have some other questions and feedback for you. I actually have a apology for you from one of our listeners. This is from Marlene, who we first heard on the show last week. Let me play you first Marlene's message from last week.
I'm so glad I canceled my dental appointment to make this call. How are you guys? Oh my God, Rob Sesternino and Eric Stein. Two great guys, really you are. My question to you is, why don't you both get on the show? It would be great to see you. Come on, how many times have you applied? Be honest. See ya. Good luck.
You know, I will tell you this. When in the moment last week, I really thought she was more like heckling us for like, boy, you guys are desperate for your 16th minute of fame. Like, don't you want to get back in there, Eric? You know, Rob, when you want to be on Big Brother, only in the aftermath of the episodes did it occur to me that she thinks that we should go on the show for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I'm going to assume that perhaps I'll include her into this, and that is why she's going to apologize to us. It does hurt that I made such little impact, a Casey level impact on my time on the show that she does not remember me. You know. Let's go.
Okay. Marlene called back this week to correct the record. Here's Marlene.
I got yelled at by all my friends for saying to you guys last time I called, why don't you get on the show? Stupid me! It's obvious that you were on season 8, Eric, so I have since binge-watched the season with Evil Dick and his bratty daughter, and I want you to know that you played a phenomenal game, and you had a lot on your shoulders being America's player. But you did very well. I'd love to see you play on your own this time. So no questions this time. I just wanted to apologize for not knowing who you were. But you guys make great podcasts. Please, don't be angry.
I love Marlene. I still don't want you to cancel her dentist appointment to call in the show last week, but hopefully she got to the dentist. Hopefully the dentist wasn't one of the people that yelled at her. Is her dentist Johnny Mac? He was like, what? You don't know Eric? This is an outrage. What? No! It was on season 8. Let's go binge watch it. Let's have some laughing gas and Scotty's the cocaine. Well, I'll watch season 8 and go play racquetball together. What's wrong with Scotty? Scotty? Did you get too many lines? Yeah, it is all coming together right now. I mean, listen, Marlene, all is well. Little do you know, Marlene, is that Rob and I, this has been discussed back in the day on the podcast, but we ran a very parallel course. I basically took Rob's past future spud on Big Brother, right? I mean, right, this was intended. I was intended to be Rob, or Rob was intended to be me, or vice versa. So we're living in some sort of parallel universe of Survivor, Big Brother, podcasting, and never appearing on the show. So I understand the confusion. Yeah. And now you don't have to go on Survivor because I already did it. I don't have to go on Big Brother because you already did. Yeah, I know that this isn't News AF, but I did have something hit close to home to me this week, that in about 3 more years, I'm likely to have my Trader Joe's photo circulated like Yeah. What did you think? I know you are a long Cosby Show aficionado. My favorite character. Yeah. Alvin? Yeah, Elvin. Yes. This is not a lie. This is total gibberish, and no one else can have any idea what I'm talking about, but this is actually true. So a couple of years ago, I wrote a sitcom pilot called Eric Stein's How I Saved the
great American sitcom. And the idea was that sitcoms are dying, and that I was going to rebuild sitcoms from the ground up. And what I was going to do was take my favorite elements from past great sitcoms and all morph them together into one. So, like, maybe my best friend might be Alf or a robot, possibly. And in that very script, none other than Jeffrey Owens was portraying my father in this script. Because I felt like Bill Cosby was notable at the time, this was before some of his scandals, for being an iconic television father. But I thought he was a little old to play my father on the show. So I was like, all right, it's got to be either Malcolm Jamal Warner or Jeffrey Owens, and I landed on Jeffrey Owens. So I've had a long-standing celebration of what a great comic actor this man is. Unfortunately, now Tyler Perry swooped in and gave him a role before I could. But if you're listening, Jeffrey, I would still like to talk about my non-existent sitcom and the possibility of you playing my father on that sitcom.
And also, it'll be interesting to see if there's ever a similar situation in the reality star world where somebody ends up photographing them at a job, like bagging groceries at Trader Joe's, and then put the, hey, remember this reality star? Look at them. So that'll happen if a reality star ever gets a job after being on a reality show.
Right. Well, you're assuming a lot of things. One is Marlene has already proven that we're not recognizable for having been on the show. Two, we don't have jobs. But three is the fact that that actually happened to me before I was on Big Brother. I was out in LA and saw a survivor who made it incredibly deep in the game bartending, and it blew my mind. I didn't know it. I don't want to,
bartender is not a...
No, not at all. Not at all. But I was very surprised at the time because I thought, don't all survivors and Big Brother contestants go on to really fruitful lives after the show? I was wrong, though. Yeah, this will probably be me. But someone would need the words to ref me out on the street first. Like, they need to recognize me the first take this photo to shame me about it. So
if you get a bartending job after Survivor, that's a success story.
Yeah, well, notice I don't have one.
I personally can't go an inch further.
Live doing this show is that we are able to cover whatever is going on in the world, and I think that we have some breaking news on this hour.
You big boys are out your league. Big time. I personally can't go an inch further.
This is something I want to give a big tip off to the chat room.
There's the door there, big boy.
About how Eric, do you remember way back when we had our TNC?
I can't believe it's just a shot. I didn't get along with anybody. I didn't get along with your friends. I didn't get along with Scott. I didn't like the menu. But it was a great experience. I had a great time. I'm really glad you did it.
TMZ were reporting another Big Brother related story.
Oh man, that was like a reward. When the gun gets tough in the kitchen, I should put his head down and cook. All Raj wanted to do was put his head in the freezer. That's why he's staying in Hell's Kitchen.
Big Brother. Scotty gets smutty. CBS censors crass oral sex crack. And TMZ is reporting at this hour about Scotty's eviction speech from hell and how the CBS censors had to crack down after Scotty, and this is from TMZ.com, a house guest on Big Brother used his eviction speech to tell everyone to suck it, and then strongly suggested there's already some sucking going on. Scotty got evicted from the Big Brother house Thursday night, but not before he made multiple comments that warranted CBS censorship, including a vulgar joke about the showmance between Tyler and Angela. The audio didn't air live, but BB sleuths were easily able to find out what Scotty said and add captioning, which revealed his comments insinuating Tyler is receiving oral sex from Angela. Scotty told Tyler, "You've been getting some Hilton head." Clearly a sexual pun reference to the town in South Carolina where Tyler and Angela both hail from. Scotty,
who was already evicted before this season, but won his way back to only be booted again. And according to BB Insiders, Angela is very upset by his parting shot at her, which most fans agree is incredibly disrespectful and even misogynistic. Controversies have been on par for the course this season as the hit reality show Full House is making racist comments and even cries of sexual misconduct. So, congratulations, Scotty.
I'm going to go on a limb and guess that neither one of us selected him in our earlier draft. Is that correct? He would not have been my first 10 choices, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Scotty was not on our radar.
How do you think that Scotty is going to take this news? I think he's going to be proud of this, honestly. Hey! You guys love me over at TMZ.
Hey, Haley, you said you liked the Bad Boys, right?
The next headline, Scotty is Haley, says Julie Chen.
Yeah, why Scotty?
Why am I not Haley? How great would it be if we sent in Rachel in full Carmen Sandiego gear, along with Detective Derek Levasseur, to get to the bottom of this mystery in the Sunday episode?
Hi, I'm Derek Levasseur, and I'm Rachel Swindler, and we're on the case of What's Wrong with Scotty?
What was going on with Derek last night? Now, was he attempting? I have two possible theories. He could have been a corporate shill, so he was trying to make the season still sound exciting by proclaiming that everyone but Sam could win. But I have a second theory to this by saying, well, this one could win, and this one's doing this well, and this one could win. Was he possibly trying to protect his own status in the hierarchy of Big Brother winners against a possible Tyler win? Because this is something that I used to do back when I thought, falsely, that I'd be invited back onto the show. Back when people like Marlene knew that I was on the show. I used to try to, every Nick Uhas and other, even Dan and any other sort of, average brown-haired white guy that would come on the show, I would shade their game every chance that I possibly got. Because I had to protect that imaginary all-star slot that I was playing for. Is it possible that Derek did not say that Tyler is going to win this game because he is trying to shade Tyler in the event that Tyler is victorious in order to protect his own standing in the game?
Yeah, there's a couple of different reads on the Derek interview where he literally listed every single person except for Sam and why they could win the game. So I do think that I think that he was sort of to say, hey, this is still a crazy season. Anything can happen. Who knows? Maybe Angela could win. Brett could win. JC could win. Haley could win. Anybody could win. So I do think that was the number one.
He's not wrong. They technically
yes. Do you think that Derek was more trying to cover all of his bases in an all-star season, that he was coming in and then giving compliments to every single person in the show about why he was thinking that they had a shot to win?
Yeah, as you remember, Casey, I went live on your season and said you had a great chance to win.
Right. Was he earning currency with every single person that's still in the game for a possible all-star season?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I mean, I think there's some similarities. I feel like Tyler has gotten a lot of credit for all of his final two deals and so on and so forth. But I mean, don't you think everyone in Derek's alliance thought they were in a final two with him as well?
Right.
What Derek had, though, that Tyler never had, is he had bigger personalities in his alliance, so it looked at the surface, if you were on the outside looking in the house, that Frankie might have been controlling things, that Beast Mode might have been controlling things. Whereas I think, to me, it's harder to build a claim from the outside looking in that Casey is controlling the entire season or something along those lines. Yeah. So it's interesting. I actually think that there's some similarities in their games.
Although, just off the top of my head, that I do remember we interviewed Derek in Big Brother 17, and he was very down on Vanessa. And the point that we interviewed Derek, that it happened to be the week where Becky was it looked like that Vanessa was about to go out of the house, and Derek was very much like, see, it's not that easy.
This is something that Taryn and Andy commented on last night, which is true. There's only two people I've ever met in the annals of Big Brother that never stopped playing the game. Ever. Yeah, real life. They are still playing like a 10-year version of Big Brother every conversation they ever have, and that was Dan and that was Derek. Those are the only two people that had a conversation with in real life, and every single word that was coming out of their mouth was a calculated word that they were having with me to angle the way they want to position their storyline for Big Brother past, present, and future. So you might be onto something here.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting that you brought up those two names, because that Dan tweeted after the Derek segment last night this tweet, which I thought was very interesting. Dan Giesling said, tuned in real quick to see Derek on BB20. This guy should have a podcast. Interesting to hear his take. So maybe that's in the works.
Yep. But not Tyler, though. Tyler, he's but a mere surfer. He's boring. He does not have the observation skills of a lifeguard, I'll tell you that much. And by no means is this man a bowler, that's for sure.
So I think that what would be telling is if we could go back and find what was Derek saying about Paul last season. I think that would be the smoking gun. If it was like, boy, Paul is really overrated. Don't know what people see in this guy. Then I think that we would have our answer.
Yeah, no, I think we're onto something, but I think we may have snuffed out, which I think we put on our detective hats to figure out what was actually going on with that little speech last night.
Okay. Still a couple of things to talk about. Let's see. I got another voicemail for you, Eric. This is from Andrew Kirk. Has a question.
Hey, Rob and Eric. This is Andrew Kirk calling from California. Was watching Wednesday night's episode of Big Brother and seeing Brenda that amazing emoji costume made me wonder, what are some of your guys' favorite costumes over the years on Big Brother? Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.
Okay. Eric, do you have a favorite costume from over the years on Big Brother?
I think there's actually been a good amount of good ones. We used to have the curse where a costume would doom you to be seeing Julie on Thursday night, but it seems like we've broken that curse a while ago. I think one of my favorite costume moments actually came from my own season, where Julie said to Jen Johnson, who originated the full red unitard, something along the lines of like, Jen, you've really taken the uni out of tard, or something like that. Seemed like some sort of insult or dig that would not play in 2018. But I enjoyed that. I thought Jen really rocked it out well, and I think that was always an iconic classic. Michelle Costa got to re-rock that as well. I also liked Nicole's Oktoberfest. I thought that was a very sweet
the Autumn of Steins.
That's exactly right. I mean, who can go wrong with a beer stein? That's exactly right. Combining two great things.
Yeah, Eric, I think that my favorite personal Big Brother costume may be one that actually was not part of the show and has recently been the part of a few other Big Brother related news stories this week. The sexy green loofah, the adult green loofah costume modeled by Big Brother's own Angela. Have you checked this out, Eric?
So I don't know how I had missed this phenomenon, but it has caught my eye this week, and I'm going to give this 4 foos. Yes, this is a really dignified modeling gig. I believe if you look at her face and her sort of hand positioning, I think she's really captured probably what that loofah is feeling in that moment. Yeah, I think this is great, and this gives me hope that Rachel and Angela might reconnect out of the house
possibly a loofah and soap duo, or just some acting gigs together. But this is nice, and as we just covered about 10 minutes ago, no job is a bad job once you've been on Big Brother Survivor, okay? Before, during, or after, whether it be book cameo, whether it be sexy loofah. Although, here's my question about this, and listen, I don't want to get us in trouble, so I don't want to go too far down this path, but not for nothing, I don't think this is a sexy loofah costume. This seems like a very full coverage loofah moo here.
Yeah, you're right. I think that the word sexy, from Spirit.com, of course, the authority for Halloween costumes, the adult green loofah costume, which Angela is modeling here. Us Weekly reported on their website, Big Brother's Angela Rummins once modeled as a sexy green loofah for Halloween.
Yeah, all right, so I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you're not prepared for this,
okay,
but I'm going to ask you for a 3-round draft of which past Big Brother house guest is most likely to try to make a funny by going this Halloween as Angela's green loofah costume. So they are as Angela as a loofah, because you know it's going to happen. So who is going to try and be self-referential and to get those extra 88 likes on Instagram and Twitter come this Halloween?
See, I would say Eliza if she was a Big Brother contestant. I feel like
the one who immediately came to mind to me. Let's draft it up. All right.
I'll go first. Matt Hoffman.
Damn it, that was my first pick. All right, I'm gonna go with the always scandalous Elena Davies as a possibility.
That's another good one. Let's see. My pick, or is it a snake draft?
No, we'll go back to you.
Okay. JC.
Damn it, that was my first pick. Get out of my loofah mind. All right. Let's go with the always pop culture savvy Winston Hines as my next pick.
Okay. I will go with TMZ's own Scotty Salton.
Whoa, okay, yeah, he is on the cutting edge of comedy, so you probably, I feel like you've outdrafted me yet again. All right, and my final pick here is, this is a long shot, but I'm going to go with Haley, presuming that she and Fessy might make it to Halloween, and they might do a tongue-in-cheek presentation where they go as Tyler and Angela, their rival showmans, for the holidays. Because there was some discussion way back when, 11 years ago, I almost went as a young Nick Starcevic and Danny Donato for Halloween that year. So, there might just be some playful rivalry amongst the showmans.
As Marlene would say, Evil Dick's bratty daughter.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I think that Brett is a great candidate to potentially rock this.
I think realistically, Brett and Winston and Rachel are probably going as safe by the bell.
Yeah, Tyler is another dark horse candidate. Good idea that he could be.
What about Angela herself?
I think she'll be. No, she's not going to do it.
Also, I think we missed this as an opportunity before. What are your going odds of Jeffrey Owens appearing on Celebrity Big Brother 2 now?
Oh, yeah, he's hot now.
Yeah, that feels right. Or right on to Cameo.com, possibly.
Yeah. That he would not be the first Cosby alum to appear on Celebrity.
And he would not be the first to quit for breastfeeding needs either.
All right. So Eric, I'm noticing this in the article that it says that she also appeared to model an adult skeleton sweater on the same website with her face half covered in black and white makeup. Let's check this out. I have not seen this. So this Us Weekly magazine is reporting this is Angela as well. Are you buying this?
Well, it doesn't look anything like her. It's just a woman.
Is it possible? Is this Angela? Rachel, we need you. What's wrong with Angela? Why is her face half covered in skeleton?
Yeah, that might be a lazy-eyed Cassie Colvin, possibly. But I don't think that's Angela.
Yeah. It's unclear. Let's see. This is her. Does she have any distinguishing features?
I would say, this might be Matt Hoffman as Angela, as a loofah, as a skeleton, possibly. Chat room is saying no, that is not Angela.
This is no dice on this. This is really what's wrong with Angela. Namely, she's not the same person anymore.
The adult green loofah costume is first reported on the podcast by Matt Hoffman the other night. Keep calm and soak up the bubbles. The cute green loofah costume is the perfect way to pop any costume party this Halloween, including a adorable rubber ducky headband.
I would not be
a big staple. You'll be a
totally or spirit.com, so I don't know.
Okay.
Call me.
So you did reviews, 5 stars based on 1 review. So I'm glad that people have not taken the Fessy Fitness approach of going to spirit.com to give 1 star or even 0 reviews for the adult green loofah costume.
Yeah, it's not the green loofah's fault. We don't want to lash out at the loofah. That you never want to lash out at the loofah.
Yeah. Eric, what is the possibility that we will see the green loofah be the comic book character for Angela, or are we going with the default Ice Queen?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe she's going to be like some sort of like emotionless vixen, or possibly like the Hilton Head Strangler or something like that. Yeah, but realistically, if I can earn $35 in the next calendar week, I think we're a lot more likely to see me dress up as the Green Loofah on the next Surprise Day.
Eric, what do you think that Scotty's superhero will be in the comic book? We could probably have done a whole 20 minutes on this.
I'm going to actually really blow your mind right now. I think he's going to be left out of the comic book.
He's grounded after this?
I believe that Scotty is now persona non grata. And if I have learned anything, and I've covered this a lot, through the Big Brother editors through the years, is you do not mess with production. So I think we might get one final mockery of Scotty and 0 questions for him at the live show and no comic book, because what would be the ultimate punishment for superfan Scotty is to leave him out of the comics. I think he is going to get nothing, or he'll get like ADD man, or something along the potty mouth. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Yeah.
I think somebody else already got potty mouth at some point. I think that sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah, like the armband bandit or something like that.
Yeah, the band, BANNED bandit. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have for you today, Eric? Let's see. Any other questions? I know with really a jam-packed. Okay. Oh, this is from Mike, who says, "You guys better be ready for the barrage of shrill unpredictability named Scotty on Cameo soon. Dino's ears will be ringing. How much will a cameo from Scotty go for?"
Oh man, I'm thinking $8. What do you think?
Yeah.
I don't even actually see a lot of. I feel like any sort of he did not own his super fandom in the right way, so I don't think that he even is settling really well into that. I've got a good career appearing on podcasts after this, or along those lines. By trying to straddle the fence and make himself Mr. Cool Guy here in his last couple of hours in the house, I think he might have hurt his own branding, possibly. I think he is having a post-show identity crisis. He's going to need a PR firm to come in and clean up his shtick a little bit.
Because Awkward really does not play on the podcast, where next summer, Big Brother 21, we got a great guest tonight, Scotty Salton is here. Scotty, how are you?
Right, he's not earned his chops as a credible analyst of the game. I think Cameron, is still able to go down that route because he never had to prove it one way or the other. He implemented the great striptease strategy, and as far as we know, he was a super fan who had a super game that was coming, and he didn't just get to play it. Same with Glenn. Glenn to me is a real credible super genius of the show. But Scotty, unfortunately, has stayed around long enough that he can no longer really pass it off that he has any idea what he's talking about. So I would rather hear game analysis from Winston, really, honestly, anybody.
Because again, with Big Brother, the longer you're here in the house, the more we see your flaws and the more we come to despise you. And the people like Winston that we haven't heard from, and remember Winston? Winston was great. We'd love to see Winston. I will pay you $20, and I mean it, out of my pocket if you find a way to book Fessy for the show next summer. Okay. Well, I would love to hear his analysis. Yeah. Fessa is a moron. Okay. Speaking of JC, all right, Eric. I've got one more question for you. This is from King David. All the initial Survivor David versus Goliath this week. Rob, or Eric, would you take action on this week's show to get Rob's head back into the Big Brother game as Survivor, his number one love, is again clouding his head? Okay, so Eric, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do some role-playing with you here today on the show to close things out. Okay, Eric, I am Tyler. I am lovesick that Survivor is back. You are JC. And you need to convince me to drop my showmance that I'm infatuated with, that I'm spending all of my time with again, Survivor, and get me to focus back onto Big Brother. Yeah.
Tyler, you do not want to be the first one out. I know on this podcast, foo is a very good thing. It's opposite oof. But first one out is banned on Survivor. I know you will release the podcast about it, but that is not what you're aiming for. There's at least 12 more episodes of Big Brother still to come this summer, including the recap of the recap of the recap of the recap, featuring JC's beef sauce, and I want you focused on what is still to come this summer.
JC, I've got it. I'm covering Survivor. I have to do that. That's no problem. I can do both. I didn't take my head out of Big Brother yet.
I want you to tell me I can get a bartending job after this. I want you to say I'm the one you'll go bowling with. You're not going to go bowling with Johnny Mundo after the show. You're going to go with JC Mundo to the bowling alley.
JC, I don't even know how to bowl. I don't know where you're coming up with this stuff. That I don't know anything about this.
I listen. You've been receiving too much action from the Survivor cast. I'm not going to say it or I'll appear on DMZ, but I want any head you're receiving from Big Brother and not Survivor.
Okay, all right, you convinced me. JC, a true David versus the Goliaths in the Big Brother house.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. All right, Eric, what else? Anything else you need to cover this week?
No, let's just actually get on to Survivor, honestly. It's over.
All right. Eric, 1 week from today, we'll be back to cover the double eviction. Who knows how it will play out?
Yeah, who knows? It certainly won't be Haley and Sam getting evicted. That's one thing.
All right, so we'll have all that. I wish we would have had time to cover Scotty appearing on Off the Block with Ross and Marissa today.
Oh, yes. That I'm sure has been charming, as has his last several interviews.
And not for nothing, I actually, during my time at WWE, I actually worked with Johnny Mundo briefly. Yes, how was that?
He's a nice guy. Nice guy. I don't know. I don't think pro wrestler is that threatening of a thing to be on the show. I like his chances. I think he might do better than people are expecting.
I don't think that pro wrestler, the occupation, is not he's a pro wrestler, so he's going to be so super sneaky, like where I think it's that he has money. I think that is sort of like the cardinal sin of the reality.
Yeah, he's also job. Like he's famous in incredibly good shape. He's like really agile. Wait a minute! You know, he might like own the douchiness and carry it with him as long as it'll take him. So you never know.
Okay, I'll say. Okay. All right. Eric Stein, of course, is on Twitter. He is at Eric Stein Tweets. He is has a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Oh yes. Gonna rewatch this podcast 2-3 times.
Do you watch the show again? Because I feel like that some of the hosts that I podcast with, they re-listen multiple times, and other hosts would never listen to the podcast back.
Earlier in the season, I actually was listening back to try to get better.
Mark,
I was actually trying to critique myself.
But
now
I realize that I'm not going to get any better. So it's just, now I'm more accepted. Sometimes I like go into a fugue state and sort of black out for like 20 or 30 minutes during the podcast. So I'll recover that ground just to remember what I actually said. So, it depends on the week. Okay. I'm trying to make sure we got to everything that we needed to talk about. Okay. I think we nailed it. I would like to finish. We've completed the podcast. Yeah. All right. So, of course, Sunday night, Taryn is going to be back to talk about the recap. I am going to be with my family on Sunday night we have one last summer trip planned, and then that's it. Then it's I actually have a question for you about this. I do have a question for you. I did swing by the morning recap today, and I wanted to know, why is it that Taryn and Puya are always wearing sweatshirts? It's the dead of summer. Isn't it hot in their apartments? Do they need us to come in and fix their thermostats? It does not seem to be the appropriate attire, and I think Puya is in Canada. Okay, well, yes, fair. I have heard it's warm, though, on his side of the country, but here's my thought. If Taryn is not going to be himself, but he's going to be the fill-in you on Sunday, I think it should be a mandate that he has to wear plaid for the episode and see if it throws off his entire game by having to get out of the hoodie and into the plaid, possibly. I want to see it in action. I think he should have to wear a adult green loofah. Listen, it's Friday right now. The show's not till Sunday. If we Amazon Prime it, he could have it by then. Either that or an adult skeleton sweater and then paint half of his face like the bad guys in Karate Kid. I'd like to see either. Okay. Eric Stein, great job as usual. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week for our week number 12 recap. Thank you so much to all of our Ride or Dies on Patreon. Thank you so much for all your support. You can become part of the Rob's Podcast Patreon community at robhasawebsite.com. So why don't we set up what is coming up on next week's edition of the Summer of Stein. Next week, double eviction. Eric has no idea what I have planned for him. I'm gonna out how much he's been down to Hilton Head this summer. In a battle of David versus David, one David needs to go first. But I know that although we just profiled Rob on the very first Foo, someone has to be the first one out. And if he keeps this up, he'll be the first person leaving Summer of Stein. Who will be evicted in the special double eviction episode of Summer of Stein? Find out next time. And what's wrong with Scotty?